want a better Apple Watch. Okay, good. Okay, we'll probably make like a Pro model then? No, it has to be better than Pro. This watch is gonna be Ultra. Got it. Okay, I mean, we were already running out of ideas for the regular Apple Watch, but sure, let's do an Ultra. This is gonna have twice the battery life. It is gonna have twice the water resistance. Okay. It's gonna have twice the durability. It's gonna have twice the GPS frequencies. It's gonna be made of titanium, and the digital crown is gonna be bigger, and it's gonna be guarded with the crown guard. Oh man, you can imagine with all this stuff, it's gotta be kind of expensive. Oh no, this is gonna be $7.99, and it's gonna be amazing. Whoa, yikes, $7.99 with the inflation of the okay, we could try to do all of this. Is gonna be kind of tricky, and somehow I need you to top it next year with an even better one. What? Yeah, from here on out, you just gotta come out with the new Apple Watch Ultra that continuously tops year after year. You know what? I quit, Kevin. I'm done with this. I'm done with you. I'm done with the stupid iPad team getting all the fun. Wait, what if we let you work from home? I'm not falling for that again. I'm done. This is it. Maybe we should have thought about this a little bit. Let's consult Tailosive Tech on YouTube. Let's begin. So the Apple Watch Ultra is the new kid on the block. It's a new tier that we haven't had before, and the Apple Watch line seemingly just gets more and more diverse as time goes on. You know, we've had typical releases just with, you know, Series 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but once 2020 came around, Apple felt comfortable with the SE model, and that was the first time they were making a cheaper Apple Watch that was still new, which is dangerous territory for them because Tim Cook had not so much success when Apple decided to make the iPhone 5C, you know, making a new product that's cheap. Of course, the Series 3 just sat around for way longer than it needed to, but that's just an older watch that they sell for cheaper. It's not new. But now there's a lot of back and forth in the community on whether or not the Ultra deserves annual refreshes, because a lot of people are looking at the Ultra similar to the iPhone SE or even the Apple Watch SE, which is, okay, well, this is its own category. It's not like the main primary flagship watch. Therefore, it doesn't need to be refreshed annually because they just went so over the top and so crazy with it that it's not even really going to be dated hardware within a year anyway, right? So kind of similar to how the iPad Pros or the MacBook Pros don't get updated every 12 months. Yes, even the new 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pros, we gotta wait a bit longer for that. Many have thought that maybe the Ultra should be updated every other year, perhaps even every 3 years, because there's just no way you can top that watch that quickly. But I'm not basing today's video off of any kind of rumors or leaks or anything. It's just purely speculation. If you don't like that, get out. But I'm personally predicting the Apple Watch Ultra will get refreshed annually, despite the fact that I don't think it really should. Everyone who's saying that it makes sense to only update it annually or every few years is completely justified, because I genuinely think the Apple Watch Ultra Gen 2, what do they call it? The Apple Watch Ultra 2 or the second generation, or Apple Watch Ultra Series 2? Oh, that's a mouthful. Whatever the next generation is, it's going to be a spec boost. I really doubt they're going to be able to update the design with thinner bezels or different materials. You know, maybe we'll get lucky and there will be a new color next year and you'll be able to get an Apple Watch Ultra in a darker shade of black or something. But the main reason I do believe Apple will upgrade it annually is the same reason that, despite our requests not to, Apple has continued to update the regular flagship Apple Watch, even when there's incredibly minor details that they're touching and it's practically identical to previous generation watches. Like the Series 8 being the best example, essentially impossible to tell the difference between the 7 and the 8 from the outside until you start looking at the writing around the ceramic charge puck. Aside from that, it's like car crash detection and body temperature sensing. Not quite checking, it's only useful for women at certain times of the night. You know, it's very niche, but they still did it, and adding this improved accelerometer with the extended G-force measuring was enough for them to upgrade the entire chip and consider it an S8, and that's what they put in the Apple Watch SE2. They put it in the Ultra, and I think because the Apple Watch SE is cheaper and Apple is constantly trying to figure out how do we make the SE feel like not that great a deal, that way it doesn't cannibalize the rest of the lineup, you know, they have to keep the design pretty basic and pretty simple for the SE, and that means that they can't give it too many features, whereas I feel like it's a totally different situation with the Ultra, because the Ultra, you constantly have to make sure is taking the Apple Watch to the absolute maximum maximum of its capability, which means giving it the latest health sensors, giving it the latest chip. Even if that chip is not that big an upgrade, it could be, 10% faster charging or 5% better GPU performance. Even if it's tiny, it would not make very much sense, in my opinion, that the Apple Watch Series 9 next year would come out and have the S9 chip, but they would be like, well, the Ultra, no, that's good enough with the S8 chip, but maybe that's Apple's way of getting people to buy the Series 9 after they bought the Apple Watch Ultras. They found some chip improvement with that architecture and then enabled some software feature that you couldn't get on the Ultra. But in my view, it's in Apple's best interest to get all of us to buy the Ultra because that's the most expensive one. That's what's going to increase revenue for them. So just like how the iPhone Pros get updated annually, even when those upgrades are not super noticeable, they discontinue the old Pros right away. And even though with the regular iPhones going from 13 to 14, very minor changes, they still do it. But ultimately, while it may be disappointing or underwhelming, in that part of the keynote next year will probably be kind of boring, don't fret, because if you don't think those features are worthy of upgrade, then you'll probably be able to find the first generation Apple Watch Ultra for much cheaper elsewhere. Particularly on Apple Certified Refurbished, you'll probably be able to get one for $550 next year, which right now isn't really possible because the Apple Watch Ultra is so new. But the differences between the S8 and S9 chip will likely be pretty minor. You could imagine like blood pressure monitoring or improved body temperature checking, or perhaps the big one I'm worried about because Apple's gonna make a big deal about it when it happens. Eventually, they're gonna bring 5G to the Apple Watch, and we're gonna have to hear them talk about how great 5G is again. So despite that cringy conversation, it should allow us to still buy the incredibly capable, very durable, and super practical Apple Watch Ultra at a discounted rate, which is, I think, ultimately what all of us want, right? Cheaper Apple products that still can age particularly well. So my prediction, yes, the Apple Watch Ultra from here on out is gonna get refreshes, even though the design probably won't change. My prediction is one new color option next year, maybe a redesign in 2024 with some thinner bezels or maybe a crown guard that's not as protruding off to the side. But I've been wrong many times in the past, so feel free to tell me what you think's gonna happen down below. This is your Apple Sheep here, and have a very safe and happy Halloween.